Somebody left.
Hey,
Hey,
no,
Nilima.
no. Hi, Ravi. I think it has been a while.
Oh, okay. Tell me, Nilima.
Yeah, I just joined. So, what do you want me to?
Nothing. Where are you working and what is that? That's what.
Okay, you want me to introduce myself?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I hope you remember, but I think I have been part of your community for, I think before it has been 2 years now. But
Okay,
because of the, so I think I could not contribute for the last 2 years, but
okay,
it was the time that I saw your this thing and I thought, okay, I think I should be connecting back to the community more.
okay.
So I
No
thought
problem.
it's a good opportunity to come back. So that's
Yeah,
why I wrote.
no
It's
problem.
yeah.
No
So
problem.
right now my role, I'm working as a program manager. So from the safe perspective, I am on the consumer side of it. Like I have my R&D teams who are doing. It's not just safe. They
Hmm.
have different methods in which, because we manage programs, so different projects have their different styles of
Correct,
project
correct,
execution. So dev team,
correct.
they choose based on their own need.
Hmm.
So I think more and more teams are adopting safe.
Okay.
Recently one of our team is doing it, so we are on the other side of it, consuming it. uh,
Yes, yes.
and yeah, so not on this side, but yes, we are involved in few discussion while backlog
Oh,
prioritization is there or PI planning is there. If they're looking for some inputs on some of the requirements, we get it clarified from the product managers, and making sure they have the appropriate planning completed so that we can mark toward the end-to-end project execution.
yes,
I think
yes.
that's my engagement currently.
Yeah. Actually, can you just brief for a minute and also Nagasaka for a minute? So I'll quickly jump on the slide deck.
Wow. Can you please come again?
Yeah, can you just introduce quickly, like 1 or 2 seconds, and then we'll go to Nagsekar because I started recording, so that may help
Oh,
our audience.
okay. So basically, myself, Akshay, and I've been into this IT industry for almost 8 years.
Oh,
Previously, I
good.
was there as a BA for almost for initial 2 years, and then I switched into Scrum Master.
Oh,
So
good, good,
basically,
excellent.
I am into warehouse automation. We are the last robotic company. We
Mm,
do automate the warehouses on a scale.
mm,
That's me.
okay. Nagsekar, once again, I think you are working in safe teams, right?
Yeah,
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 Yeah.
I'm
few.
working in safe teams as a scrum
Mm,
master for two teams.
okay, good.
And yeah, so
Mm,
I'm presently working for CDK Global.
okay, great, excellent. So assuming you already know something on the safe, but I just start from the beginning. So safe framework is a combination of agile, lean system thinking, DevOps, whatever, right? And then safe can be implemented in a team of teams, and then team. Team may be like a Scrum team, 10 people team. Team of teams is like you have a number of teams, 1, 2, 3, 5, like 1 to 10 teams or whatever, right? So the large programs and then portfolio side. And I just want to let you know this is based out of the PPTs are based on safe 5.0, but maybe the 6.0, there are some changes here and there, but fundamentals are remaining the same. So if you have any questions, you can ask me, or like you can stop me and ask, okay? So any questions on this slides, like this one, whatever I just explained right now? Okay. So there are multiple safe frameworks, multiple scaling frameworks. They are not related to say, but there are something like LESS is there, less large scale Scrum. Spotify. Spotify has its own framework. The Spotify is, I think, if you're aware of it, is a music company. They created a Spotify framework. Okay. And then Nexus is one. Scrum of Scrums is one. Scrum at scale. There are a lot of frameworks for scaling. But SAFe is very famous, and SAFe is based out of Scrum framework. Team level, they use Scrum framework and other frameworks at the team level, and they build the organization, build the framework based on that area. So, anything on this area? Have you covered any of the frameworks here? Nilima, Akshay, Nagseka.
I think covering in the sense other frameworks, it depends. Like I've seen my teams adopting it based on what kind of project that is.
Okay.
Right? If it is the traditional one, then usually people are leaning first to Scrum. And
Yes.
on a large scale side, especially in the cloud environment where they have to have a velocity of delivery, I see them more lean towards scaled.
Scaled agile
Right?
framework. Safe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So why we are going for scaled framework? Okay. Any scaled framework, not only Safe, but other frameworks I just mentioned, Nexus, Spotify, less LESS, Scrum at scale, right? Scrum of Scrums, whatever it is. Why we are going is too many team members to collaborate, manage, and work together. Lack of common goal, lack of coordination. Development is not in synchronization. Let's say I have 10 teams, but uh, not everyone is following the same release cycle. As Nagsekar said, we are actually aligning the releases of different Scrum teams, right? So that's where it is. Unmapped dependencies. So if we see, basically, if you are managing, if you want to manage dependencies properly, I think you need to be aligned to certain framework and certain schedules, so that everybody will come and join at certain point, so that the dependence can be eliminated. So sometimes teams are not working in cadence. For example, one team works on 1 week cadence, other team works on 15 days, other team works on 30 days cadence. It's very difficult to align it. So we have seen different companies because different teams are following different cadence. That's why it's very difficult to uh, deliver properly, right? So multiple source of requirements also coming. That time also you can go for scaled agile framework. So again, I said it's a safe 5.0 based slides. And then it is built around agile, lean, DevOps, and system and design thinking with the defined guardrails to guide and manage these challenges. So we'll go in detail, but any questions right now?
Ravi, you mentioned it's the different teams, they have different cycles, development cycles, right? 2 weeks, 1 week, whatever it is, 30 days, 60 days. So you're saying in that scenario, people are more lean toward this framework? So you'll be covering
No.
what's the benefits?
Yeah, this is one of the scenario. For example, team A wants something, right? And team B has to deliver that. And let's say team B has to deliver something, team C has to deliver, right? And everybody's in different cycles. It's very difficult to know when this guy is delivering, when that guy is delivering, right? It's very difficult. So it's just like, if you are going for a tour, you don't want to pick up at different locations. You say, okay, come to office, we'll go together, right? That's where you have a synchronized thing. Okay. So if you miss the first cycle, you may need to add in the second cycle like that. So that everybody which team is delivering what, rather than tracking which team, when, where, whatever. If you say common cadence, it's going to help us, right? And it doesn't matter what framework you are using in between. You may be using Scrum, you may be using Kanban, you may be using Waterfall, whatever it is. So in the safe entire picture, I'll say, okay, if you want to deliver something or if you need something, you need to come at this place. You need to deliver at this place. Then only my release is going to be successful, right? That's why safe is famous is because I have multiple teams. I literally managed in one of the companies where I have one team is doing on 1 week delivery, other team is 15 days, other in 13 days. It's man, it's very difficult to coordinate, right? And That's where any scale framework will help you to scale up and deliver faster, right?
Okay, because we have such situations at the program level, because what we do is we track them as dependencies, right?
Mm,
Inbound and outbound.
mm,
Like somewhere you are leaning on somebody to deliver something to you,
yeah,
and you are actually delivering something to somebody
yeah,
for
yes,
their project delivery. So it's on the similar lines, right?
exactly,
The
ex-
dependencies. Okay, yeah.
exactly. So I
Mhm.
think it is easier for me to say, okay, uh, like, I was saying, like, let's say you're taking a train and then bus is also leaving sometime, right? From the station. You need to coordinate, if you are very punctual, you're actually following schedules, right? It will be easy for anybody and everybody, right? That's what life becomes very simpler, right? So on multiple sorts of equipment. And use safe when there is a need. If there is no need, don't no need to say that I'm implementing safe. I need to go with the safe. Can anybody tell me how much team size should be there for if you want to go to safe or any scaling framework?
I think minimum 5.
Yeah. So basically 50 to 125 is actually team size they talk about. And when not to go to safe, when to go to safe.
So Ravi, you mentioned 5050
Yeah, 50 to 125. So
teams.
size of the team.
Okay, number of people.
Size.
Okay.
Assuming that each team is 10 people. So that's where it comes up 50 to 125. Okay, that's a kind of guideline what SAFe gives. Guidelines may also change, but I may not be politically correct. Okay, so and let's say I have 50-member team. I have 5 teams, 50 members, but nowhere the common product backlog is there, right? So let's say Akshay has 5 teams, right? One team is doing for Vola, other team is working for Amazon, other team is working for Flipkart, other team is working for some other thing. But nowhere the backlog is same, or there's no dependency between each and every team. Do we need to go for scale framework?
I think no.
Yeah. Any other answers, Nilima? Not second.
Not sure, but we have similar challenge in our project.
Okay.
But I'm not sure is it on the similar line,
One thing,
because
Ravi, so here we have dependence. Like, see, if there is common APIs which we have written and which can be used by multiple
Yes. Mhm.
projects, then we can go for safe. Okay, because why is it will be the API will be same, the UI might be changing.
Mm.
Okay, but when we are using the API, we can go because we can see which team can develop which API and which team can utilize these APIs.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Yeah.
and Ravi, my question is around your common backlog statement. You mentioned if the backlog is same, can we do it? Does it evolve around irrespective of the team structure?
Okay.
If somehow they bring them into a because this is happening actually in our organization.
Yeah.
They're
So yeah,
Mhm.
because I work with a company where we deal with 14 teams. Okay, and 14 teams are more or less backlog same, but very less dependency between each other team, right?
Okay.
Right. In that case, no, you don't need to implement safe because there's very less dependency and uh, nothing great is happening. One thing is you need to understand using safe actually it complicates your life. Number one, okay. And one thing is how do you station these people, right? You need to have, let's say 50 people. You need to have, and also there lot of meeting rooms should be there and all other things. So try to say, do we really need safe, right? Then if you know, then don't even go for you manage 5 teams independently, right? Maybe you can have common release cycle, but if it is not coming from common product backlog, it may not make sense. If you want to manage 5 teams and then get everything to common backlog and then you create like let's say Jira or whatever the tool, and see if just you need to understand whether to go for safe or not. I have some other slides. I'll show it, right? For now, not common backlog, no common vision, or teams are not all the common teams are working. I think you should avoid it, right?
Okay.
So there are various yeah, go ahead, Nirmal.
No, I just said okay.
Okay. So yeah, maybe in the same point we'll go here. Yeah. When to go one program backlog, multiple product lines and few value streams and common vision, right? So as I told you, right, somebody is working on Flipkart, somebody is working on that, and there is no commonality between anything. Neither code base, not team, or not teams are shared, right? That's what multiple program backlogs, program backlogs, or maybe product backlogs, different product line, and value streams are also not interconnected. Don't go there, right? So you have to be very careful here. Why I'm telling you, implementing of the safe, going for a safe or some other framework, your complexity will increase, right? The management size will increase. I'll tell you like how much we need for each team later, right? So here, okay, let's run through this. Again, I said the slides are old, but I think it makes sense to introduce. So at team level, you're assuming you are using Scrum, right? You use sprint as terminology, sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, sprint 4. And then let's say release 1. Release 1 is actually done by 5. Uh, release 1 done in 5 sprints. Release 2 done in other 5 sprints, right? So I'm just making that, if you want to make one product, one delivery, maybe I need 5 sprints to finish. Okay. I'm just assuming it. Okay. Maximum level, including all per team, like maybe your scrum master, product owner, run team, right? Team composition based on what work item you are working on. Work start with the product backlog. Maybe you can use this for Kanban also. Any questions on this? So Nilima?
No, nothing.
Okay. So then we switch to scaled agile framework, right? Now, if you notice it, here I'm calling this a sprint, assuming this is Scrum team, not a Kanban team, but Scrum team. We are using sprint terminology. In old school, we still talk about release 1, release 2, release 3, right? Some Chinese customer comes and asks me, when are you giving me my release? When are you giving product? I'm saying, okay, it will take 5 sprints to deliver this. Release 1 is this, release 2 is this. But normally in Scrum, maybe the sprints are there, but maybe release 1 maybe for 2 sprints, release 3 maybe 4 sprints, like that. Is no commonality between when you are getting your product out, right? So actually, we don't even talk about release terminology in the Scrum, right? Mostly, at least common releases, release 1, release 2 with the same sprints, same number of sprints. It depends on, maybe one feature may go in after 2 sprints, other feature may go after 3 sprints, whatever, right? Any contradictions, Nagsekat, Nilima, Akshay?
No, we are good.
No,
Thank
we
you.
are good.
Yeah. So basically, because in the Scrum, I said sprint, I said release. When I'm going to Scrum save, here we are not only talking about Scrum, Kanban, XP, Waterfall, support teams, and all on technical delivery. We actually replaced sprint with iterations. And where we will use sprint, where you use iteration? Anything, anywhere? Yeah, yeah, one second. So
Sorry,
no issue,
sorry,
no
I was
worries,
on mute. Sorry.
no worries, no worries. So basically, we use in XP we use iteration. We don't use sprint terminology. We use iterations, right? Even Kanban can be used like iterations, right? While moving to safe, we we replace sprint with iterations because we don't know whether we'll be using Scrum or whatever, right? And then we replace release with program increment. So program increment one, program increment two, right? And then each program increment will have certain iterations. So empowered, self-organized, self-management teams, developer, testers, and product owners, product managers as content authority. Team delivers valuable, fully tested software increments. We can call this agile team Scrum, XP, command, whatever I can use it. Right? See, as long as I'm able to get some data, some delivery at some point, I'm okay with either I can use Scrum, I can use Kanban, I can use XP, whatever it is. Right? So I added one more double-decker bus. So I have program increment one, program increment two. I have team one and team two. Right? I keep adding them. Right? I keep adding. I have team one, team two, team three. Right? And then here I'm using program backlog. I'm using team backlog, Scrum and XP, whatever, and Kanban also I can use it. If you notice in Scrum, we used to see the product backlog, right? And then Scrum backlog or sprint backlog, whatever it is, right? Here we replace them program backlog and team backlog. So team backlog contains user stories and enablers that originate from program backlog. Plus following stories arise from total team's local context. All the team need to advance in this case. So any questions here? Akshay,
No, Ravi.
Nilima, no second.
Yeah, good.
Okay. So basically, our iteration sprint has become iteration, release has become program increment, and product backlog has become program backlog. Sprint backlog has become team backlog. And then each team, the team backlog, the program backlog is one, and then several team backlogs. So there's a one big program backlog is coming, and then team backlog are happening 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just using Scrum for uh, just showing it, but you can use Kanban, you can use XP, you can use anything here. Okay. So team level, each team is responsible for delivering, building, testing, and stories. Also responsible for integration of teams. So here the team one does their own delivery, and also they are responsible to integrate with other teams' deliveries. Right. That's where it becomes tricky, right? Because as a Scrum Master, you maybe let's say you are doing one or two teams. Your focus is in just delivery with one or two teams, right? Here, you also need to talk to other people. Am I consuming it, or somebody is waiting for some data, right? Whatever, right? So I think Nilima said inbound, outbound, right? Okay. So far, we're good. So Nilima,
Yeah, good.
okay, good, good. So if you see this here, So I think in 6.0, the terminology may be different, right? But everything looks similar. Each team has one product owner and then Scrum Master and Agile teams. We talk about Agile team, the team is there, the entire team is there. We used to call Scrum team. Now we are calling them Agile teams, right? And there may be for each team backlog, we'll have one product owner, one Scrum Master plus team. Or maybe if product owner, Scrum Master is capable, or if they need to also take care of other teams also, it's okay. But ideally, let's say there are 5 teams, you'll have 5 Scrum Masters, 5 product owners, and then one RT. RT is release train engineer. And you see, like each one team has, let's say there are 5 teams are there, 5 product owners. There is one product manager per 4 product owners. Let's say I have 5 product owners here. I may need, maybe I can ask product manager to take care of other team also. But otherwise, you definitely need 2 product managers. Your RT release train engineer, and your architecture and everything is done by system architect or engineers. They are not part of the team. We actually bump them up to program level. So any questions here so far?
No, Ravi, we are good.
Okay. Product manager is the content authority of program backlog, and product owner is the content of team backlog. So in Scrum also we say, okay, product manager is my ultimate authority to take care of which item is going in, which item is going out, right? Product manager is actually authority to cancel entire sprint, right? Like that, the product manager will also have that kind of thing, right? Actually, here product manager, not product manager, but product management team, right? If you have 10 teams, how many product managers you need? Product managers.
3.
Exactly. Yeah. And then only one RT. For 50 to 125 people, only one RT. The RT will play bigger role, right? Maybe I would suggest RT to be much experienced, maybe 10 to 15 years, managed many teams and all. That's what I'm looking at RT candidate. So 50 to 125 people, one RT, entire structure is one, right? Let's say there are let's say 500 people team. So you need to say for each 125, you need to have same replica, right? So maybe 500, you may have 4 to 5 parts. So 4 to 5, this kind of teams, entire blueprint is copied and then placed there. So you have five teams, 5 RTs, and different teams and all together. You see how much complexity it is? Like the more people you add, you need to accommodate more people and you need to add more communications in between, right? For small size teams also, you have a lot of communication gaps and all. So anybody face that kind of problems?
We are living in it.
Hmm?
We are living in it.
Okay, great. Yeah. The product management also manages profit and loss, so as team structure. I think Scrum, we don't have that kind of profit and loss thing on team structure, right? So yeah, going back. So here PI one is this is where the PI one starts and PI one ends. PI two starts, PI two ends, PI three, right, and PI four and all. So summary of business goals as well as technical that Agile team 10 can deliver in the upcoming PA increments is is a PA objective. So like sprint planning in Scrum, we also have PA planning in SAFe. So ideally, how much is the PA increment? What is the duration of PA increment? Nagsekar, I think you seems to be familiar with this.
I'm sorry, what is your question, please?
No, question is like, what will be the typical PA increment duration?
It will be like 1 quarter, 3 months.
Okay. So ideally, SAFe suggests
6 weeks or
8,
6 sprints.
10, 12. 8, 10, 12, right? So 8 is 4 weeks. Is it right? 4 sprints. 8 is 4 sprints. 10 is 5 sprints, or maybe whenever I say sprint, you just read it as iteration. So 5 iterations, assuming that each iteration is 2 weeks, 2 weeks window. Then 12 is 6 weeks. Sorry, six iterations. Sorry. So 8, 10, 12 by 2 will give you number of iterations. And somebody may take 3 weeks iteration. That calculation may change. You are with me?
Yes.
Okay, Akshay.
Yeah.
Okay. And does all these iterations, for example, I take 8 weeks, right? That is 4 iterations. Does all iterations are development iterations, or anything other than that also will do it here? It's a question actually, right? Does all the teams deliver in all the iterations, or is there any differentiation in it?
In the last sprint, in the sprint 6, we'll have it innovation and thinking.
Yeah, innovation planning, correct.
Yeah.
So the last sprint in any size, right? 8, 10, 12 weeks. The last iteration is innovation and planning. Right? And we need to just see what 6.2 calls, but the fundamentals are still the same. So basically, if it is 4 iterations, I have only 3 iterations for development, and 4th iteration is going to be the innovation planning. So like 4th iteration is also 2 weeks, right? If it is a 5 weeks, 5 iterations, the last iteration is going to be innovation plan. For 6 weeks, last iteration is going to be innovation planning. So what happens in innovation planning? I'll go to next step. But if you are clear in this, I'll proceed. Okay. So your roles and responsibility of product owner, Scrum Master, Agile Master, design, build, test, developers and testers are there. So Agile team is responsible for delivery of quality of the work undertaken. Scrum Master is responsible for ensuring team works well and follow the process. Product owner is responsible for prioritizing stories and ensuring they are well described and understood. If you read this sentence, except a Scrum team, everything is coming from Scrum only. So if you are going to use Kanban, use Kanban terminology, use Kanban roles and responsibilities, right? Because everybody knows Scrum. That's why they just started utilizing Scrum framework heavily. So what are the ceremonies, right? As I said, sprint planning and PA planning. daily stand-up and scrum of scrums. Sprint review, system demo. Sprint retrospective, PIIND inspect and adapt, problem solving workshop. So any questions on this slide? Actually, Nilma, no second.
No, Ravi.
Are you going to cover the last one, the workshop? What does that contain?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Mhm.
So basically, one more thing I just want to tell you, daily stand-up in Scrum, yeah, let's say your 10-member team, daily they come, they attend, right? So what about Scrum of Scrums? Let's say 100 people team, right? I have 10 teams, each of 10 people, right?
I think each Scrum Master from each team will come and in this particular SOS.
Yeah. So maybe Scrum Master or maybe somebody like say, let's say your team has some query with other team, maybe a tech lead makeup, right? Some teams have like maybe a test lead. Whoever is required, who can represent the team, they may go for the answers. They can discuss with other teams, right? Not only Scrum Master, anybody in the team they can recommend. Sometimes if one is not enough, maybe they can go. Two people can join. It's not mandatory, right? It depends on. Let's say I don't have any issues with anybody, and my interaction with the teams are very less. For example, it's okay. I'll not be joining. Maybe I say I'm not joining, something like that. But so accommodating, first of all, accommodating 100 people is going to be very tight in the tight spot, and also not everybody need to go to Scrum of Scrums. Sprint review for the sprint, you are going to review it. System demo is, let's say, our team A, team B, team C are integrating something. They'll be demonstrating something. They are doing the system demo on it. Sprint retrospective is actually at the team level. Problem solving workshop is bigger than, or maybe the scope of problem solving workshop is bigger than the retrospective. Not only just say good, bad, ugly. Sometimes you may need to see the root cause, why, what went wrong, whatever it is. So that will be a different topic altogether. For example, you think that as a sprint retrospective only. Any questions on this? Again, PA planning happens every PA. Sprint planning happens every iterations. Daily stand-up happens daily. Scrum of Scrums, you can determine the frequency of Scrum of Scrums meeting. Even system demo also. Maybe at least you need to have one for PI or maybe system demo also one for PI. If there are multiple demos are happening in multiple in the same PI, you can demonstrate. So maybe by end of PI, you can have that kind of thing. Right. There are a lot of team metrics like Scrum. You also have a lot of team metrics, and I think Safe has very good documentation. I have not seen any framework which is covering so much. Uh, like maybe I think uh, when the author when he wrote, right, Dean Leffingwell wrote this, he has written so many books, and then so many books are actually part of the Scale Agile Framework website. Okay, thank you, Namsaka. So program backlog, we will have a lot of features, right? Feature 1, feature 2, enabler. So for each program backlog, we'll have a lot of features and enablers also. Let's say feature is 40 and enabler is 100 story points. So because we may not fit into one PI, we may need to split it. Any questions here?
No, Ravi.
Okay. So this is what, the Agile release train is actually continuous expression, continuous integration, continuous deployment. and release on demand. Right? Here, the goals are there, PA objectives are there, system demos are in between, goals are there, right? Like this. Release on demand actually 6.0 they said release on demand at every time, wherever. I can have here, I can have here, I can have here, everything. Even 5.0 says whenever you need a release, do that. It's not that it's end of a art as a release time. You can have at any place you want to release it, you can release it. You are actually pushing data to the trunk, and whenever you need something, maybe you need to package it and give it back. Any questions, Nilma?
No.
Okay. And then PA planning, I just said, this let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 IP iterations, 5 iterations. That is 10 weeks window. The last iteration is going to be IP iteration. So you have to count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 iterations, right? So just like that, you have reviews and all, like capacity planning, iteration demo, iteration planning is happening at every sprint, every iteration. So here IP iteration is going to be the last iteration. Yeah, again, you have 10 days here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. PA planning happens on 8th and 9th days. So what happens in the IP iteration is what we do. Here we do team building, we resolve design thinking, maybe hackathons, and everything will happen. So we have data ready for next PA. Right. We see this, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh is where you work on buffer for letter of work, final verification, validation, and documentation, innovation, PA plan readiness, solution trained PA planning, innovation continues and all, right? 8th and 9th days are PA planning days. So do you use same structure, Akshay, Nilima?
Yeah, seems like yes.
Okay. Any questions here?
No.
Okay. Okay. I think Akshay is dropping off. So this is what day 1 agenda, day 2 agenda. Right. Business context, broad solution, architecture, team breakout, draft planning review, management review, and problem solving workshop. Have you seen this, Nilima, anytime?
Yes, I think our team on the cloud is trying to implement this.
Okay.
It is in trials.
Okay. No problem. So this is where your dependency mapping, program board information radiators, iteration 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. And you see this red is where there is a dependency. Like bears, iguanas, need UX. Unless you do this, I cannot deliver this. So unless you do this too, I cannot deliver this like that. The dependencies are there. Iteration 1.3, this is the kind of release milestone event where I need to have the data from here, so that I can make this. So this is what essential and large solution. Right? This is where in real life, you need to have this kind of program board. Any questions, Nilima?
No.
PA planning, you rearrange things. Let's say I cannot deliver this at this point. Because these guys are not delivering, I need to move this here, something like that. So far, any questions, Nilima?
No, Ravi.
Okay. Okay, then. If you are okay, we'll continue. Otherwise, we'll disconnect.
Yeah,
If
I
you're,
think are you planning another session to continue?
yeah, we'll do that. Like if you want, we can continue also here.
Yeah, I think let's stop for now. It's
Okay,
getting.
thank you.
And if you're planning the second one, I think we
I'll
can
post it.
resume from
I'll
here.
post
Yeah.
it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Ravi. Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
care. Bye.
Bye.